Welcome back, everybody. Here we are doing European Challenger Cup Week 3, brought to you by Tier Monster, hi-rez Studios, Owlhead Studios, and Discord. I am Merle. Joining me today is Tiger. How we doing, Tiger?
Doing good. Ready to see the finals here, but we have a semifinal match between SmileyFace and Xzist.
Yep. Already off the board, we've got some bans going on. Susanoo and Raijin once again being banned out. Definitely two of the stronger picks that we've seen both in the SPL and the few times that they've been seen in the Challenger Cup so far. So not being allowed. Kepri and Kali being banned out on the side of Xzist, not wanting to deal with either of those. Revive definitely playing a factor in some of the earlier games that we've seen today, but Kali hasn't really been an option.
Yeah, Kali hasn't seen the light of day thus far. SmileyFace is picking up that Hu Yi. Excellent one-on-one solo potential with the Crow's Mark and the Ricochet, and Xzist picking up the Ao Kuang and the Wan Yu. Familiar faces that we've seen all throughout the day.
Yep, Nemesis once again being optioned really had a lot of value in the last game that we saw, able to get those early picks off with that 50% protection peel. Odin being locked in as well, the counter to that Guan Yu, ensuring that it can't be banned out, while an Apollo is optioned by Xzist.
Odin and Nemesis picked up by SmileyFace and Xzist, finishing up their ranks with an Apollo. So far, not anything we haven't seen already. Putting these drafts to good use, however, Xzist banning out a Geb and SmileyFace saying no ISIS. You don't have a mid lane yet. Let's go ahead and make sure that you don't have any good picks.
Yep, Janus still on the table for them, unless it gets banned out here. But it looks like they're going for a Soul instead. Don't know if they catch the last games that we saw, but definitely played a factor in Giannis being locked in for Xzist. Smart play. I mean, through space and time, definitely offers a lot. Fair kick with the unstable vortex deals a lot of damage. And it's going to be matched up against a Scylla. Soulstone Power Pot definitely probably going to be the premier option for that character, ensure that whatever problems that the early game Scylla might have completely mitigated, able to deal a lot of damage. And a Kumba as the final pick here for SmileyFace. The Mez is Huge Interruption, as well as Epic Uppercut, playing the same role as Naja. Windfire Wheel is able to just get somebody out of the fight for a good 2 seconds or so. That definitely plays a big factor into it, as we see another Bacchus being optioned.
Yeah, everybody's going to be able to help work into Scylla's ultimate between the Mez from Kumba, Epic Uppercut, the you have the ring from Odin going to be able to keep people in one particular area. Not really sure what Nemesis can do for that just yet, but even the stuns off the ricochets from Hu Yi. But Xzist finishing up their roster, as we mentioned, with the Bacchus. I I tend to value global presence over sheer damage just because your damage can't do anything if nobody's there. So I like the fact that Janus is going to be able to get anybody anywhere on the map that they want, and Apollo can do Apollo things, whether it's split pushing or coming in to get a clinch kill. But Smiley Faces, as mentioned, have a lot of wombo combo potential on top of the potential from Hu Yi's Nine Sons into the Odin ult as well. So it really comes down to who's going to be able to outdamage each other and whether or not Xzist are going to be able to do the rotations necessary to get a leg up on Smiley Face.
Yep. What I do have to say though is I'm curious as to why Xzist insta-picked in Ao Kuang into Hu Yi. Once Mark of the Golden Crow is at level 3, it will reveal characters in stealth, such as Loki, Serket if she's sitting still, Nuwa in the fog, or Ao Kuang. So it's sort of a risky play to pick directly into it. He has to be aware that if you can't burst down the Hu Yi will absolutely destroy you before you're able to react, because he knows exactly where you are when you're hidden. So it's an interesting pickup, but I mean, we saw how valuable the execute was last game. Although Losing Road was unable to get a win, definitely he played a big factor, going 13 kills over the course of that game. So definitely has the potential to impact positively for Xzist, but it's an interesting pickup against a Huyi.
Well, either way, we're going to see just exactly how these picks match up in the lane. SmileyFace versus Xzist here in the semi-final match of the European Challengers Cup, brought to you by hi-rez Studios, Tier Monster, Owlhead Studios, and Discord. I'm Tiger, that's Merle. We're going to bring you the game here in just a second. Stay tuned. Ladies and gents, you are tuned into the semi-final match of the European Challengers Cup, brought to you by Tier Monster, hi-rez, Owlhead Studios, and Discord. The boys in the blue trunks on your left side of the spectator UI, you have Xzist, Sabirsky Plavik, bringing you the Guan Yu in the solo lane, Dzoni with Kuang in the jungle, Beast Gamer with Janus in the mid lane, Captain Base with the Apollo in the duo lane, and Durgius, my bad, Durgius on the Bacchus in the support role, respectively.
And coming out of the top of your map, the boys in red, the right side of your spectator UI is Team SmileyFace, featuring Jacob HL as Odin solo, Samsa running Nemesis jungle, Just Jack as Scylla in the mid lane, Minos on Kumbhakarna supporting Zygox on Hu Yi. So if we take a little bit of a look at items while this pause is going through, pretty much relatively even starts. The only real discrepancy coming out is between the junglers. Both the mid laners in this setup are running the power pod as well as soulstone again. Really, it just comes down to whoever takes the most poke for that. Dzoni opting to go for the Imperial helmet as opposed to the tiny trinket, opting to pick up a Dynasty plate helm for the early penetration as well as the physical protections. Meanwhile, Samsa starting out with just a Boomba's mask and going for a red pot instead, trying to get a little bit of clear potential to help out Jacob HL.
So we have a couple of familiar names, faces in this match. So how do you, just knowing what people have come from, how do you feel about this matchup thus far as we're still paused?
At the moment, I think that Xzist has a little bit of a stronger roster. Uh, Running the Ao Kuang definitely going to play into their favor. Guan Yu also should be able to hold his own relatively against the Odin in the solo lane. Game's about to go back in. Capitan Base versus Zygox. I'm not entirely sure how well that'll play out. I think really factors more into how well Durgius and Minos interact with them. But Durgius is known for his Kumbhakarna play, so going against it, he should be relatively prepared and able to counteract whatever comes out from the side of SmileyFace.
Yeah, so we're not going to see any crazy invades, no going in for the damage camp, no early first blood thus far. Pretty standard start. Both teams playing it safe. They have a lot riding on the match because it is the semifinals. This is still a best of one, so they have to be careful going into the finals. Finals will be a best of three, so both teams want to go there. They both want the points to go ahead and go forward into the round robin and then possibly regulations to the SPL. So a little bit of an aggressive start coming out from Beast Gamer and Just Jack, as mentioned. They both run a pot. Beast Gamer taking a lot of damage early on level 1 from the crush. Just Jack going to go ahead and continue making strides towards taking out Beast Gamer, a lot of damage. And Just Jack in a fantastic spot, pushing out the Janus that well. Beast Gamer barely escaping that situation with his life, and Just Jack taking a lot of damage from the unstable vortex, but purificationing out of the portal. So far, I gotta say, Just Jack doing phenomenal.
Yep. In the meanwhile, he's not the only one dealing a lot of damage as Guan Yu, Sabirsky Plavik dealing a lot of poke. Meanwhile, Beast Gamer gets finished off by Samsa.
Beautiful gank attempt coming in. It is going to work in their favor as first blood goes to the boys in red on the Chaos side. Smiley faces are definitely smiling right now as they have that kill the right side mid camp, and maybe even the left if they play their cards right, as we're not seeing a rotation over there quite yet. D-Zoni has to be careful because Beast Gamer got pushed out pretty hardcore.
Yep. Gotta be incredibly careful with the play coming out. Already rotating over Samson. Just Jack gonna be able to clean that up relatively quickly. Not really much they can do in the ways of contesting, so they're just gonna opt to do back camps in the meantime.
Yep, and looking over the duo lane, Xzist getting pushed back a little bit. Minos doing a good job. Not going to be able to find the route onto Captain Base, and instead going to get pushed out a smidge with Minos jumping off. Give me 1 second. I'm actually having a little bit of technical difficulties. We're going to bring you back the game here in just a moment, so stay tuned and enjoy the music.
One. Alrighty there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Extreme Man. I'm here replacing Tiger. Unfortunately, she had some technical difficulties, so it's going to be me and Merle for the remainder of this game. Tiger will be back for the next game, though, as now we're seeing a little bit of poke going on mid lane. Everyone's just kind of trading blows. No one really wants to quite engage yet, so they're just kind of chilling right now.
Yep. A lot of poke damage coming out from either side, but really nothing too crazy happening. I mean, fire elementals are about to be respawning.
Ooh, Just Jack going deep. Beast Gamer getting cleaned up by Samsa. Now, it looks like they're not going to re-engage onto D-Zoni here, but Xzist and SmileyFace has certainly been doing well for themselves. Just Jack using that pot effectively, getting that first and second blood, so certainly helping him out. Actually, that was Samsa getting the first blood, but certainly a lot of damage coming out.
Both of them, but still, this is definitely playing a factor in making sure that that purple pot is worth it for the Scylla. Huge gold deficit, minimum of 450 coming out for Beast Gamer already, just from losing the pot, in addition to the 400 that he's already behind. So definitely puts Just Jack as well as Samsa in a very nice position here. Looking to help out Jacob HL as much as possible as SmileyFace, dealing a good bit of damage, but just a little bit behind in terms of level.
As well, that the early deaths certainly hurt Beast Gamer there. He just now hit level 5, meanwhile Just Jack hitting level 7. 3 minutes into the game, that's certainly not a good thing, as when your mid laner's that far behind just getting his ult.
Yeah, especially such a useful utility ult such as through space and time. Now if we cut over to the solo lane, Zoni looking to come in onto Samsa and Jacob, but doesn't look like be able to find anything just yet. Looking to invade onto that there we go.
Getting a lot of damage out.
Yeah.
Sibscree does manage to clean up the kill onto Jacob HL. Nice invasion coming out there of Xzist. Now they're just going to be looking around, finding some buffs for themselves, and just cleaning up the wave.
4-man rotation, very successful. Dirgi's coming in from the back into mid lane. Gonna get mezzed out, hit with the second as well as the crush. Epic uppercut, and I'm a monster dealing a lot of damage, but not able to finish him off, unfortunately. So, knowing both of those ults are down, definitely going to be a good boost to the morale of Xzist when they look to engage next.
It was actually a really well-timed shell coming out of Dirgius there. He was able to pop it just before he landed, so that little boost of protections may have been what caused him to survive there, as now SmileyFace is going to take the left side mid camps.
Jacob HL unfortunately not able to claim the fire elementals, so as a result, a little bit farther behind now than Sibscree Plavik, but only a small amount, about 50 gold based on the amount of people that split the camps there. SmileyFace looking to get the gold relatively early on into this match. Gets spotted out by Captain Base and Beast Gamer, so not able to find anything just yet. Each team gonna back off of that, but vision advantage still in the favor of SmileyFace.
Yeah, I think SmileyFace were just trying to, get this little sneaky gold fury. They do have a lot of ward coverage online, so they're definitely feeling a little more confident about themselves. Zigok's just going to clear up that ward on the gold fury now. Dirgius does have a sentry ward in hand, so he's going to... Ooh, nice little double ricochet there, taking about half of Dirgius' health. And now he's got to back it off. The ward control does go in favor now of Xzist, but in general, the wards are still very much in favor of SmileyFace. At least on the left-hand side. Oh, meanwhile, on the right-hand side...
Zoni getting a successful gank off on Jacob HL, not using the ultimate, but instead just the protection peel and the use of Dragon Call, able to finish him off. He was unable to jump away.
Yeah, certainly Kuang doing a lot of damage. Ooh, but 3-man rotation, Minos does knock him up in the air. Zoni getting super low, and Minos cleans up the kill onto Zoni.
All 3 ultimates used on behalf of SmileyFace to kill Zoni. Don't necessarily think that Samsa needed to use the Nemesis ult, as Just Jack and Minos were able to drop very low, but it'll be interesting to see how it pans out.
Yeah, I don't think Nemesis is too worried, as it's been a kind of a slow game. Nemesis doesn't really need to use her ultimate too much, so, you know, losing your cooldowns for a little bit, that's fine. Doesn't look like they're going to be necessarily engaging. They're just kind of looking for these situations in which, you know, one person is a little bit out of position and they have a good grouping.
Yeah, I mean, the ultimate's on a relatively low cooldown anyways. Recently got reduced to 70 seconds instead of 90, so at this point it's already about 20 seconds until it's up again, so...
Yeah.
Not really afraid to use it, get the protection peel that it has, guarantee her some tankiness with the theft of those protections as well, so...
Not at all. This now looks like it's going to be kind of relaxed. A little bit of boxing going on in the solo lane, of course. This is just a typical slow solo lane matchup, but Zoni here is coming for rotation. Jacob HL does jump. Gonna get some decent damage on Zoni just from the tower and trying to lock him in, but Jacob HL does lose the cage for now a little bit of rotation coming out towards the Gold Fury. Looks like Sabursky did just teleport. Not actually gonna start any Gold Furies here, as now Apollo's coming. Looks like Xzist is going to start up the Gold Fury. As we do see some spectator issues coming out, and I just got disconnected. Well, folks, looks like Smite servers are going to be having some issues. We will be right back in just a moment. Please enjoy the music, and this is the Tier Monster Challenger Cup, sponsored by hi-rez Studios. We'll be right back.
Alright, technical difficulties have been surpassed. Thank you for putting up with that little bit of a wait. We are here with the semi-final match of Xzist versus SmileyFace. I am Tiger, brought to you, or here with Merle as well, as we watch Zoni attempt to try and flee for his life from Samson, Minos, and Just Jack, but gonna get obliterated by the I'm a Monster. Gonna be a little bit off time, but Zigok's gonna be able to bring out, or be able to take out the Guan Yu in the solo lane, and Durgius basically just saving face at this point. Jacob HL taking out the Apollo in solo and the duo lane as well, so a lot of things happening right as we jump back into game.
Yep, Zagos was able to secure the Gold Fury as well for his team, so now they're going to be looking for this tier 1 tower. Jacob HL going incredibly aggressive, trying to force out Beast Gamer, who is at this moment out of mana, so not much that he can really do in the way of defense. Pops Purification, trying to save face. Samsa coming in, but going to be finished off by Zygos.
Yeah, there was really no help for him there. There was the cage, there were 3 members of SmileyFace, and even though we have Zoni going to be able to take out the Odin with the low HP, Kuang's in a bit of a bad spot as well. You don't want to get poked out. Don't make it a 1-for-1 trade. Try to make it 1 and none. But for the most part, SmileyFace having a pretty strong grip. 9 minutes, 21 seconds into the game. They've been at about 5,000 experience in favor of red, and almost 4,000 for the red trunks and gold as well.
Yep, definitely looking good for them so far. Scylla sitting 1-0-3 at the moment, level 12, 2 levels ahead of Beast Gamer's Janus, 2 levels more, and she will hit level 14, one of those big ultimate points for a Scylla, as that's the moment when both Sikkim and Crush are ready. So definitely going to be a big point of contention. Looks like she's going to be going into a Book of Thoth as well, ensuring that she has a lot of mana to throw around all of her abilities as the course of the game continues.
Yep, watching a little bit of a fight over in solo lane that was about to erupt. Didn't actually come to fruition though. Guan Yu going to be safe in the depths of his own tower. Jacob HL going to be just fine clearing the lane by himself. No pandemonium here in the solo lane, folks. It looked like Samson wanted to come in and try to have a gank opportunity, but it's not going to happen. Meanwhile, in duo lane, we see a little bit of a rotation coming in for that red buff. Might have a rotation to go ahead and try to take out Captain Base and the Bacchus as well for Team Xzist. So All eyes are open. Wards are hopefully in the jungle for both teams. We're still waiting to see who's going to really pan out. But for right now, SmileyFace doing a fantastic job of keeping a strong hold on the game.
Yep. Looking pretty good for them so far. So I'm excited to see what happens as grouping in mid begins to happen. Zone is sitting off on the side. Doesn't have the ward vision for SmileyFace, but
Zoni wants to go ahead and take these right mid camps for himself, and Minos might get caught in a pretty precarious spot, but a 3-man Mez is going to be absolutely beautiful. Just Gamer going to be in the back line, and the Epic Uppercut going to take Zoni into the air, and not actually as a dragon, which might be a little bit different for him. Jacob HO wanting to come in with the shield, not going to pop off enough damage, but we're going to have a root and a crush onto Plavik. Going to be able to heal himself back up, but everybody's intoxicated. Minos still the nice target here, looking incredibly low and prime for an execute, but that passive has been procced. Samsa looking for the kill, but just Jack over the wall with the Scylla ultimate. I'm a monster, fantastic. Now Samsa going to be able to run with Minos there. Not going to fall. That passive did work in his favor as Samsa takes out Beast Gamer, and now just Jack taking out Captain Base in the backline with the ultimate, but he's going to get shredded for it. Zegox, credit for the kill.
Yep. Very nice play coming out from just Jack there, recognizing exactly when to engage and when to get out. Mid tower fell earlier on in this game. Now it looks like they're going to be going for this tier 2 here. Burn it as quickly as they can. Jacob HL opting to tank instead of letting the minions hold responsibility for it. Able to escape at the moment. Everybody running away as quickly as possible after a very good trade in favor of Team SmileyFace.
If Smiley getting away by the skin of their teeth, Zoni's still looking for the kill. Can actually take Samsa here, but the shield gonna get a lot of health back. Not necessarily working in blue team's favor. Jacob HL still getting away with a sliver of health, but he is the tanky Odin. Should be fine for now. Samsa and Jacob both back into the safety of their own fountains, where Xzist are kind of at a loss of what to do. The XP camp's not up. The only thing that's up on their side are the red camp and that experience camp in the back, so they can all split that if they want. But other than that, there's no real objective just yet. Gold Fury is about to come up in 5 seconds, though, so if they can prime themselves and take it before SmileyFace can even contest or argue, it might be a nice step to turn this match in their favor, as they are almost 10,000 experience behind SmileyFace.
Unfortunately, Portal coming out, able to help Durgis escape just before the I'm a Monster would have hit. Not necessarily sure if it would have been a kill, but Scylla already stacking, sitting at just about 20 stacks on that Book of Thought, so definitely a lot of damage coming out from her, regardless.
We're seeing a 2-level disparity between Captain Base and Zegox on the Hu Yi. Just hit level 14, so that's going to help him in the long run, but on just adding the fact that you're a Hu Yi, which is great at 1v1ing anyone, so there's a reason he's a top duel god. You don't want to mess with him just yet. That Crow's Mark and Ricochet, way too potent and powerful for you until you're actually hitting hard and getting some lifesteal from it as well.
Yep, as it currently stands, Minos just trying to poke out, force them away from the Gold Fury as much as possible. Vision control definitely in favor of SmileyFace here. They've got a Sentry Ward as well as a regular roll Vision Ward, covering pretty much all of their access up outside of from the top, where there's just a cat in a box sitting there.
Yep, gonna go ahead and start this Gold Fury, but they have it at a point where it can easily be leashed. Durgus the only one really here to try and contest, and Minos doing a good job of boxing. The Mez gonna be good, and the ultimate from Nemesis gonna be able to shred his protection. Zygox gonna be able to finish off the Bacchus and through space and time, rocketing through the map. Zygox forced to use his purification, and Jacob HL blinking, gonna actually be able to take Dzoni. Now 2 members are gonna fall through the Janus portal, and a crush gonna do a lot of damage, but Jacob HL gonna finish off the Dragon King as Captain Base does his best to dash out of danger. And now we have the Guan Yu boxing with Samsa and being forced out for the most part. They're trying to get the kill. They don't want to dive too deep in the tower as it is still up, and you don't want to take that tower damage. But as soon as they get some minions and tanky Jacob HL there, it's ripe for the taking. But at this point, so is Gold Fury, depending on which way they want to take it.
Yep, as it stands, Captain Base still relatively healthy, able to prevent them from taking this at the moment, so it looks like they're all just going to go back to base, heal up, buy what they can with the money that they have, and prepare for the next engagement.
SmileyFace, the biggest level disparity, in my opinion. Yeah, you have 3 levels between the supports, but supports you're not going to get as much experience as quickly. The levels between the junglers. Nemesis level 15, Kuang trailing at level 13. The only good thing that comes out of that, doesn't matter what level you are, Kuang has the execute, you're gonna go down. And then that gives Dazoni another chance to try and go and come down on somebody else. But for the most part, I think that's really where Xzist are starting to kind of trail off and drag.
Yeah. Despite getting some extra protections with the Dynasty Plate Helm as well as penetration, sitting at 25 flat there between Shoes and Magi and the helm. Still not really having that good of a game so far. 2-4-1, being able to be spotted out by Hui's Mark of the Golden Crow whenever he's invisible now. Zygox now level 17. So not really much breathing room for him, especially earlier on when he tried to get the kill onto Nemesis. The Retribution just completely backfired. Through Space and Time coming out, 9 Suns dropping as well. SmileyFace carrying the Gold Fury, Beast Gamer getting knocked up. Ultimately coming out from Jacob HL, locking in Capitan Base, but across the sky will spell his escape. Mino still relatively low, Sabirsky Plavik now alone, isolated and dead. Only 2 members remaining on the side of Xzist, Capitan Base, as well as Beast Gamer, both forced far away. No room in the mid lane to do anything, and solo lane now the new target for SmileyFace, as it looks like they'll be flanking him.
Yeah, they're chasing hard, trying to pinch him, and just Jack coming in with the ultimate, gonna go ahead and shred through the Apollo, and now they're gonna shred through this tier 1 tower in the solo lane as well. Nobody really wants to contest with just Jack just yet. Level 16, a lot of damage coming out from the Scylla. Focus Thought stacks now at level now at 55, so they're just continuing to climb. He's 3-1 and 9, and chunking out so much damage. If you're low and already in the team fight, more than likely you're gonna fall. And that's kind of where Apollo just got caught out and pinched. There was just so much damage. There was nothing he could do.
They knew that Across the Sky was down since he used it to escape the Odin cage earlier on in the engagement. Saw him farming off in the solo lane and knew that they could pinch him, secure the solo lane tower as well. Now, really, the only towers that stand in their way in terms of real threat would be the duo lane. Both tier 1 and tier 2, if they're able to burst those down, can potentially aggress for a relatively early fire giant here.
And Xzist have nothing available in their jungle. The mana camp's down. The experience camp's down. The back left camp should be coming up here in a second. It just came up, but that's the only thing that they can capitalize on. SmileyFace have cleaned out their jungle, reset the timers on some of the buffs, and now they know when it's coming up. They know when they might be able to rotate in and continue taking this experience and gold from the boys in blue. So they don't really have anything to capitalize on right now unless they fight SmileyFace, and that's what they want. They're pigeonholing Xzist into fighting us. If you want experience, if you want gold, if you want to try and take us off our pedestal, you have to win in a team fight, which you haven't been. And like we see it Crush chunking a lot of damage, Jacob HL jumping in with the bird bomb. Not going to be enough, and catching 4 members of Xzist in the cage. I'm a Monster coming in, going to finish off the 1U, and now looking for anybody at this point. Janus was a tasty target, going to be a little bit off the mark. Beast Gamer going to teleport through the wall, and Durgus being chased by Samsa and Minos. Every little bit counts. He's going to be able to jump away, but the dash is going to be good too, but barely clinching through that portal brought to him by Janus. Beautiful portal from Beast Gamer.
Yep. In the meanwhile, Zoni trying to escape or potentially kill Just Jack, making a relatively clean getaway as Zoni's going to fall to the Odin. Captain Base, in the meanwhile, able to find another kill, dropping down with Across the Sky and finishing off with the So Beautiful. So.
Yeah, but now Base caught between 4 members, not going to be able to come out of this alive, and instead going to lose both his speed camp and his life. So once again, SmileyFace still finding a way to take this engagement, even if it wasn't working in their favor to begin with, and turn it into something that they can they can win from. They only lost just Jack, and there's still 3 members down from Xzist. Dazoni going to be coming up in a couple of seconds, and Beast Gamer as well.
Yeah, I just want to take a note. Although it appears that SmileyFace has had relatively high vision control, if we look at Ward's place, there's 7 coming out from Sam's, 7 coming out from Just Jack as well, and 8 from Minos. Meanwhile, the only person who has any more than 5 wards placed is Durgius. Those 13.
With 13.
Yeah. I mean, and he's trying to do what he can for his team, but isn't really able to find anything in terms of vision control. Just the amount of boards being purchased on the side of SmileyFace really keeping him on his toes and definitely hurting in his wallet. Especially as you can see that he only really has 2 items finished. Zygog's able to finish out Dazoni using vision from Mark of the Golden Crow. Capitan Base going to fall as well across the sky, only just coming available as he died. Now
SmileyFace can turn. They can just turn around. You have to deal with the fallout. We can start looking at fire started up because the only one that's really been warding effectively has been Durgus, and he hasn't been able to get his items up because of that. Through space and time is good, not going to hit the fire giant, but it's going to be able to get Durgus out of a sticky situation. But even then, it might not be enough, as Samson still wants to chase. Can use that shield to get all that damage he would have gotten from Beast Gamer back up. Scylla trying to find the kill onto the Wanyu, not going to have it, and instead I'm going to have that meditation coming in. Minos, epic uppercut into the air, but I don't think that slot fight's going to go anywhere, so Minos probably wants to go and meet up with his team. Meanwhile, just Jack taking out the Bacchus, and slowly but surely Xzist roster continued to dwindle in these team fights.
Yep, it's just pick after pick. They're not really fighting so much as a team. As it stands, like Dazoni getting focused out relatively early. They recognize that he's a primary threat, especially with the Polynomicon and now Obsidian Shard finished. He has a lot of penetration on his side, so preventing his ability to deal damage, as well as stopping the execute potential, definitely a big factor in what's causing SmileyFace to win these team fights.
So at the current moment, 22 minutes and 59 seconds into the game, Xzist 5 kills. Face 24 experience, almost 21,000 in favor of the boys in red, and about 12,500 in favor of SmileyFace as well. So these are giant mountains that Xzist are going to have to climb, and if they want to keep climbing them, they shouldn't get caught out like Dazoni almost just did. Jacob HL going to be able to get him in the cage, but the teleport is good. He will not get caught out, but now they're turning their sights to Wanyu, who's going to get rooted. Mez, epic uppercutted, 9 suns, bird bombed, and Jacob HL gets credit for the kill.
Yep, Beast Gamer portals in, trying to see if he can get anything out of it, but just walks into the 9 suns, takes a little bit of poke himself. Meanwhile, Durgi is getting hit with the Mark of the Golden Crow, as well as a brief stun from the Ricochet. So, at the moment, not much that he can do. Level difference here, not insurmountable, I'd say, at this point. It's really difficult for them to claim anything, as most of the members of SmileyFace reaching that level 20. Durgi is completely destroyed as Fire Giant here just about to fall.
Yeah, he wanted to come in, he wanted to make the big play. Unfortunately, he was not able to. And SmileyFace weren't going to let him. Instead, they just completely collapsed on him. And now all 5 members of SmileyFace have this buff, with only 2 towers standing between them and free Phoenixes. I don't see SmileyFaces choking or faltering just yet. They have free time. They have free time to back. They have free time to buy their items, finish out their rosters, and then raffle stomp.
Yep. As it currently stands, they've got about a 2-item lead across the board for everybody. The only real difference here is that Scylla has already opted to sell the Soul Stone to guarantee the Rod of Tahuti, which is a big power boost for her. So definitely going to play out a little bit better for her than just sitting on the Soul Stone itself.
I don't like using the term shutout, and I do believe that in order for a team to be completely shut out, the numbers have to be very drastic. But I want you to turn and look at the player damage. The top damage coming out from Xzist is on the Kuang, of course, 6,500. Everybody else is being beat out by SmileyFace's support. Kumbhakarna, Minos, doing a very good job of, staying relevant as supports go. But everyone else, the ADC, the mid, Guan Yu, doing negligent amount of damage.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's as negligent as, weakens Odin going for 667 or something like that, memes and whatnot. But still, it's very concerning for Xzist. I mean, they were third seed going into this, so.
And now they're probably going to lose their title here as we continue to see this teamfight. Captain Base not going to be able to hop onto the chariot just yet. Samsa takes him out, and now Samsa taking out Durgus as well. Dazoni taking out Zygox in the back line. Beast Gamer forced out, and Samsa getting the triple on the Guan Yu. So there's nothing that is stopping SmileyFace at this point. They only lost Zygox, and they've traded 3 members of Phoenix and possibly another one. Nobody's here to stop them except Dazoni and Beast Gamer. And what can they do at level 16 and 17 up front? I mean, Dazoni can't even go in and surprise them because they know it's happening. You can't get around them because the team fight's so catastrophic.
Yeah, I mean, with just the sheer amount of tankiness between Minos and Jacob, there's not really much that they can do. I mean, Dazoni can try and burst somebody down, and I mean, he's able to do it towards the lower HP pool of the spectrum. He was able to get Zygox, which is a really important pick for them, but they just weren't able to find anything else off of the back of that. Meanwhile, Fire Minions beginning to pour in as the disengage is being attempted here across the sky, coming in onto the tanky targets. Nothing good can come of that here. Minos taking a fair bit of poke, sick him off the mark, but
they're trying, they're looking, they're not finding just yet. Jacob HL going to be able to provide a little bit of peel. Even Durgus trying to take Minos down. The passive is procced, and Dazoni going to be able to shred him down very quickly with those 8 hits. So we have Minos falling, and Zygox has no Fire Giant buff as well. But that doesn't stop him from taking out the tanky Bacchus, and now Dazoni going to fall to Samsa, getting that divine 9 kills in a row. Bad Beast Gamer not going to be able to teleport out of anything, forced to use the Sanctuary and Purification to try and get away from that slow, and Samsa's still hard chasing, but going to find that clutch portal at the last second, and more than likely the safety, but Jacob HO with the blink going to finish him off!
This moment, Captain Base, the only one left surviving for 7 more seconds, doesn't look like it's going to matter. Spursky Ploppet coming in, but it doesn't count as the damage coming out to the Titan. Too much for Xzist to handle. SmileyFace will finish us off 28 minutes, 33-7.
Once again, I don't like using the term shutout, but SmileyFace completely shut out Xzist. Even though they're names that we've seen before, we've heard, we know the power behind them, SmileyFace completely outclassed the boys in blue. And it's a tale that can be told in the numbers very well. Just I was still baffled looking at the player damage before we ended the game. Nobody hit over that 10,000 cap, whereas Minos on the Kumbhakarna, whose Mez does no damage.
Yeah.
Unlike Sobek, who's able to do the knock-up with the tail whip and get damage, Minos, one of his abilities, one of his key CC, does not do damage.
Yeah,
he's still almost outclassing everyone on Xzist.
Yeah, the only one on Xzist who was able to really make a mark in terms of damage was Beast Gamer, ending the game just over 10,000, which really comes down to landing like a good ultimate or two and a good unstable vortex at the end there. But he was still blown up. There was not much that could be done. I mean, Samsa sitting at 9-0 and 19 overall, just really showing incredible prowess on that Nemesis.
Yeah, so we saw incredible prowess across the board from SmileyFace, and they have a very decisive victory and will be moving on to the finals here. You are watching the European Challengers Cup, brought to you by hi-rez Studios, Tier Monster, Owlhead Studios, and Discord. I'm Tiger. That's Merle. We're going to get you the finals here in just a second. Stay tuned.